gonna put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald Duck.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Lady, and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. I hope you're having a good evening. It's bedtime with Bleeves, where we are gonna. Man, my hair is a goddamn nightmare. Where we are gonna check into this crypto market because we're not pumping, but we're also not dumping, right? And not dumping is exactly what you want to hear when it comes to crypto right now, because that means we're consolidating at higher lows and we're putting ourselves into a better position. Now, of course, any sort of crazy information, and there's information around the fringes of cryptocurrency right now that can give you cause to be concerned. And we should always be concerned when we see, the potential for the market to just have a massive sort of reversal. However, everything that we've seen so far, every negative sentiment has either been a coordinated attack or what's the French word for dirtbags over at Binance dumping on Australia? What's that? How do you say? I don't know how you say that in French, but I mean, we saying however you say it. Let's lead off with this. I tell you guys at every given opportunity, but before we do that, let's say hi to everybody in chat. Jeff, the producer's in the house. What is going on? Ben Ferrer in the house. Jason Frazier, Tony P, Ismail. Hello from Russia. Guys, I appreciate you coming all the way. I mean, you didn't travel here, of course, but I appreciate the fact that you are taking the time to tune in and watch me from overseas. Trust me, that does not fall upon deaf ears or eyes. CEO 100 is bringing those claw-ass feet into the house. Maddie B's in here. Isabel is here. Richard Nelson. Ryo's here. David's in the house. David Hamaker. Peck is going to I don't know what Peck is. One Life No Regrets in the house, volting it up. Greg M, Uproar Entertainment in the house. Everybody's volting tonight. When the volting gets crazy, then the volted volt. Did I just make some kind of crazy saying for volt? I don't know. Maybe. Robert Martinez is here. Nicholas Nichols is in the house. Wen Lambo. God damn it, man. All I want. Look. Listen, Linda. Listen. All I want is a goddamn Tesla, right? Is that too much to, as we say in Chicago? Is that too much to ask? Is it? Because all I want is just a goddamn Tesla, right? Oh, and a pocket charger to keep it charged. So yeah, there's that too. Justin W in the house. I got Rug is here. Mr. Cryptocurrency. Misto Cryptocurrency is here. OK's in the house. And the Blacker Jack is feeling vaulted. And everybody, Jesus, man, we should all be feeling vaulted. We should all be feeling vaulted because any moment now, it's about to, the vaulting is about to vault as the vaulting of vaulting vaults up a little bit more. You know what I mean? PS5 is in the house. What is going on, my man? Mike Lonzo's here. Design DNA is in the house. Listen, guys, here is the big one, right? Look at this. This is not the big news of the day, but it is for the it is for the Volt Army, right? So let's start with this one. Volt is the number 3 most searched cryptocurrency right now on Binance. So if you are looking for cryptocurrencies, and this is because I think this is the China effect. This is remember, this is unsupported cryptocurrency, but and it doesn't have a trade over here. You can see that like every one of these other ones do. But look at this. This is how you get on the radar, is by having this kind of stuff happen. You can't trade it on Binance, but people are checking it out, and they're checking it out because Volt is starting to make those waves in China and in the Asian communities. This is something they've been working on, and finally, this stuff seems to be paying off. But let me know what you think. I mean, if you think that that is not a big deal, I think you're kidding yourself. I don't think that that's. I think that is a massive. I think that is a massive thing to happen. Lando's in the house. What is going on, my man? We got a full house. Armed to fight you. Been vaulted since launch of Volt and still holding Volt to the moon. Theo's in the house. What is happening, my man? So one more thing. Let's go into one more, because look, guys, I tell you this all the time, right? And people, they find it difficult to believe me because look, it is difficult for me to always be right? It's so difficult. It's so difficult being right. How hard is it? Anyway, right here. Now, I said today, and look, you can have whatever opinion you want about CZ Binance, right? You can have whatever opinion you want about billionaires. You can think whatever you want about Elon Musk. I'm telling you, I am right. These are not good people. They might be good-hearted people. Like, I think Elon, I don't think that Elon is out for a bunch of money, right? I don't think that Elon is all about all of that money. I think he's about not necessarily saving the world or saving the environment, but I think he's Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. He's just doing it because he's a nerd and he likes doing what can only be described as nerd shit, right? And I think along the way, he's decided that he's gonna be this beacon of the truth, even though his truth is not the truth, and your truth is not the truth, and my truth is not the truth. Well, my truth is the truth. Y'all better recognize that. But truth, he wants to be an arbiter here of letting everybody have their say. And what he's saying is, like, he believes that Twitter, he's wrong, of course, it's Elon Musk. He believes that Twitter is a bastion for free speech. And as long as it's a private company and that private citizen who owns it, or it's a publicly traded company and that publicly traded company's board of directors decide that that's what they want to do, then that's what they can do, right? But if you have terms of service and you have a way of looking at things, you're allowed to do that because that's how it works. Your free speech does not, your free speech. Look, Twitter is not free speech. Twitter is a bullhorn to amplify your speech. I say it one more time. Now, that being said, CZ Binance is not a good person, right? Here's what just happened. CZ Binance and his organization cannot be trusted. This is what dumped on the markets without notice. Bad actors will always be sussed out. Some of them just take longer. And here is what you saw. Binance Australia Derivatives reportedly closes accounts and positions for some users. And this was in the millions upon millions of dollars. And where did that happen? And when did that happen? Well, I'm glad you asked. That was on the 1 hour charts right here on this red candle right here. This is where all of the sudden, all of those positions were closed out and liquidated by Binance. So if you're wondering who's dumping on the market while pretending to be a hero, it's the Asian Sam Bankman-Fried. CZ Binance, well, I guess it's the Canadian version because he's Canadian, right? Even though he's a fan of the Asian community, and even though he's the head of Binance, and I think maybe his parents are Chinese, but he's Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. So blame Canada. it's every time we're blaming Canada. But listen, CZ Binance is not a good person. He is a businessman, and he's made billions of dollars. Again, I don't think that they're good people. You're not going to convince me, and nothing that you're going to show me is going to convince me that they're good people. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't do good things. Like I said about Elon, he's benevolent. He's not evil. He's just a nerd. He's a nerd. You know what I mean? But it was CZ Binance. No. F that D. So we're just gonna say that we don't like CZ Binance, even though he might be good for crypto in the long run. It's because he's willing to do crazy shit, or whatever it takes in order to make you happy, in order to keep you buying stuff on Binance, right? He doesn't care otherwise. He's like Mickey in South Park. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? So anyway, that being said, there are plenty of things to get into in the market. First of which is the overnight. And see how I did this? This is twice now. I'm bringing myself, Maddie B. This is all for you, so I don't have to say goddamn it all the time, right? Please, would you be a bad person if you become a billionaire? Goddamn right I would be. Because I can't make $1 billion without taking it from somebody else to begin with. Remember, crypto is just a transfer of wealth. That's all this is at its heart right now. There are things out here that have value and that create value in the crypto space, but otherwise it is a transfer of wealth. In order for me to become $1 billion, I would have taken $1 billion worth of shit from other people. And does that make me a good person? No. I mean, I just got luckier gambling than a bunch of people who lost money gambling. You know what I mean? Like that's, and that's not even the context. Look, you know what would have happened if I did that? You know what I do? I would buy an island. Here's the type of dick that I am. Okay. Let's clear this up. Let's make sure. All right. Y'all gonna have to look me face to face. Okay. Here's the type of person that I am, right? What I would do is I would buy an island, and I would buy gigantic letters, right? Gigantic letters, right? And I would put Epstein across that island. And then I would just like put bombs on the island so that nobody can go near it. And I would just leave it there. That's it. You know why? Just to piss people off. Because that's the type of asshole I am. And I mean, like, it would just be, to me, here's the thing. I feel bad for anybody who was affected by what happened. But a lot of the way that we as humans are allowed to process the grief that we feel and the despair that we feel about a situation that we feel bad about is by being able to laugh internally about it. That's the reason that Dave Chappelle is so popular. It's the reason that Joe Rogan is so popular. Bill Burr, fringe comedians, people who make cringy sort of comments. So, those guys, the reason they're so popular is because they're able to take horrible situations and find the humor in it. That's why Anthony Jeselnik is one of those big comics, because that's the way it is. So I would just buy an island, name it Epstein, and I would buy Epstein. I would put big E, just Epstein across it so that people could see it from goddamn space with $1 billion, right? And then down at the bottom, I would put a sign that says Tim Dillon was here. And then I would put all these different things around, like, you know what I mean? So, Binance still supports Luna Classic, and on March 2nd, they're going to be doing some burns. I don't know what's happening here. Look, that's rumor. There's nothing to that, right? So anyway, so there's just some absolute crazy shit that I would do. Like I am not a good person at heart. Like I would do insane shit. Like I would be sitting at a restaurant one night and I would see somebody that makes me mad, and I'd be like, "Look, I'll give you $100,000 to eat a bug." You know what I mean? Like oh my God. Robinson, hey, Bloomington, Indiana, what is going on? Yeah. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Yeah, man, I miss that guy. And it's crazy that we didn't even know what was going on with him. So let's go look at the charts. Let's get into this and let's figure out what's going on. First of all, the markets in the overnight are just basically dead even, not really making any moves. Crypto market is basically sideways for the day. You can make an argument, but I mean, look, here we are. This is us kind of last night around the same time. We got a little bit of pump leading up to the show last night, but it just and this is kind of what's happening right now, right? So we look at this, and you're not getting excited about what you see at the moment, but you're going to get excited. You're going to get excited because here's all the information, here's all the data, here are the things that are coming out right now. First of all, this is the doom and gloom scenario from somebody who says that the world is about to end, right? And he says, by the way, if you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're already in here, let's make sure that this pushes up in the algorithm. There's only 96 people in here. We've had 150 to 200 people every night. I forgot until the absolute last minute to even set this up. So everybody's getting a notification like at the last minute, but we might as well get as many people in here as we can. Help me out, help me get subscriptions, help me get memberships and all that kind of good stuff. 600 billion in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies could be wiped out, says an analyst. And his name, let's see, this crypto analyst name is fuck that guy. No, that's not his name, but it should be. Benjamin Cowan predicts that in a worst case scenario, Jesus, see, this is why you can't. This is why I have a problem, and we talk about this all the time. We'll get to the article in just a second. I just got to do this goddamn thing on Watcher Guru one more time. This is why you can't trust Watcher Guru. They're forced to make stories. They don't have a story here. There's no story here. So what do? They create a headline in order to meet to meet whatever deadline they have. They just create something. So they just take a random person, in this case, Benjamin Cowan, and he predicts that in a worst case scenario, Benjamin Cowan, you're an idiot. In a worst case scenario, the entire market would be wiped out and we'd lose the internet and we'd no longer be able to trade digital currency. That's the worst case scenario. So shut up. That's how they say it, I think, in England, Britain land, right? Shut up. So it's just crazy that they would do this, right? He warned his 784,000 YouTube subscribers that if a recession hits the market, around 600 billion in market cap could vanish. I believe that the worst case scenario in the total market cap is somewhere between 400 and 500 billion. This would essentially represent another 50% move to the downside from these current levels. Now, and listen, there is always the possibility something like that's going to happen. It'd be brought about by a number of different factors. But if this guy is telling you right now that that this is happening, then he's just being dishonest. The potential, yeah. Also, every one of those things that Joe Biden shot down, and how crazy is it? Look, to my friends here, how crazy is it that Joe Biden rides on a surfboard across the sky like the Silver Surfer, shooting aliens out of the sky? How cool is that, man? Joe Biden is just like the best. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the best. What did you say? What did I say? What are you talking about?
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha in its.
It wasn't really hugely powerful alpha. That was just some crazy shit. That was the random ramblings of me. But listen, it could just as well be aliens that are coming, right? Like, this is just crazy. And goddamn, Watcher Guru for doing that stupid shit. But let's move on. Is Bitcoin price building another parabolic rally? Now, this is what I can dig into because I can see it right here. And if you can't see it, let's pull this up right here. Oh God, I knew Matty B would like lose his mind. I knew that like Matty B would be like, what the fuck is going on here? Joe Biden riding a surfboard across the sky, shooting down aliens. Yeah. With his best buddy Hunter on the back, keeping it straight and narrow. Because, you know, Hunter Biden is the born again, straight and narrow Christian that we all want to be. Good Catholic stock. God. Look, you know how easy it is to trigger people in this world today. God damn it, it is. But anyway, so this is this is what happened. This is what happened in 2019. Okay, so this is 2019, and it did. God damn, I can't even see the mouse. So it did this little move here, right? And then over here is where we are up to right now. This is right now, and this is where we are. So let me, Jesus Christ, I have to claw that back, but I can't even see the mouse. Like, what is going on with this page? Anyway, note to anybody, if you're ever a developer and you're trying to make something on the internet, please, for the love of God, don't use the default white color for your mouse and say, oh, you know what? That's going to make a great background. People are going to love that shit, because that's ridiculous. So anyway, but you can see here, this is 2023 on the left, and this is 2019 on the right. And you can see we're at the same spot right now. And the move right here was a parabolic run up about to happen right here, it looks like. And this, you can see this move right here off of this pump, right? And then you see this move right here off of this pump. And this was a smaller move down, but another move down. And you can see how similar these pumps are. And look at it. It's right there. It's right in front of you. So could this be the start of just a random parabolic sort of move? And this stuff says, yes, it absolutely could. So let's hope that happens. In the meantime, if you haven't watched it, guess what? Coinbase has a new blockchain called Base. It's a layer 2 blockchain. It had a rocky rollout today, but Coinbase has now joined the list of centralized exchanges that have their own blockchain. So Base is, yeah, this is going to be something big. I get this feeling that that one of the things that's important that we should probably recognize, and we got to go back just a little ways, right? But years ago, Binance, led by a Canadian, CZ, ran away from America because he is, a cop-out and he wants to use the easy way. So he did all of his stuff overseas, and he just put up a rudimentary Binance.us to do business over here. Sam Bankman-Fried fled to the Bahamas so that he could get away. But you know who stayed here? Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong and Coinbase stayed here in America. They went with the regulations. They went and they made, they took the hardest path to cryptocurrency, and they just survived one of the biggest bull market or bear markets that we've ever had, right? Assuming that we're out in that we're in a better place, right? Let's just assume that. But Brian Armstrong is now running the hair club for men. No, of course not. He doesn't have any hair, but he is running Coinbase to the point that he now has an Ethereum layer 2 blockchain. He has the strongest, if not biggest, he has the strongest American exchange that there is. And now he's creating his own layer 2 solution. Who doesn't want to pump a coin onto that? Can you say VoltaChange on the Base blockchain? Can you say VoltaChange Coinbase listing? You just have to see there's just all kinds of opportunity here for the entire market. There's so many different opportunities here for this to become something more, especially in America where it really needs it. Like, it really needs something to happen here. And third base, we're bringing out the gas face. But listen, Biden's new name, meat puppet. Well, listen, when Joe Biden invented the internet, he didn't think that everybody was going to be like this. When he said, hey, Al Gore, you know what we should do? We should have a digital communication method in which everybody can communicate immediately across vast distances. And Al Gore said, yeah, that sounds good. If I can be serial. And then man, bear, pig. Ta-da. There you have it. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you so much. And thank you, Al Gore, for making this happen. Yeah, exactly. He did that in the 60s. So anyway, listen, Coinbase is doing things in a way that may not pay off immediate. Like, we're not in, it's going to have to be in a bull market, obviously. But they now have a layer 2 solution, the same as Binance. They're in America, which CZ Binance is afraid of because all of his criminal activity is starting to be exposed by the SEC, who keeps coming after him. So what is really going on? And Chris, what's going on, brother? But it did not go up 408%. It went up 408% total. It only went up, I think, about 100% when it got listed on KuCoin. The 300% was something that was happening before that. But anyway, so Coinbase now has their listing over here. So it's super kick-ass. Let's move on to the next one. First mover Asia, resilient Bitcoin rebounds above 24K despite investors' inflation and labor market concerns. Now, the Asian markets seem to be kind of taking off, right? Now, it still takes time. It has to, we have to have an opportunity for everything to kind of settle. And one of the things that you're seeing that's probably frustrating a few people, more than a few people, is the consolidation on Bitcoin. Now, you should be happy, or we should be feeling good that we're really consolidating at a very nice level. We're consolidating at a level far beyond where we were just a short time ago, but we're feeling that consolidation. And look, here's what happened over here when we had that consolidation, right? So get rid of these because I don't need these anymore. And God damn it, that's the wrong line. But anyway, so we felt a little pressure just like this right here. We felt a little pressure just like this right here. And then it dumped down and it hit this line and then it bounced up, right? Well, now it's doing the same thing and it's probably ready to bounce back up. Now, what it needs is a good American market, which the Dow Jones went up 108 points. It needs a good Korean market, which the Korean market has opened and it seems to be doing pretty well. The Shanghai index is down just a little bit on the day. I do think that it's open, even though it has delay on it. It is open. Yeah, it is open today. And we have green in the markets everywhere. Now, the only thing left is to make sure that Gary Gensler doesn't do his crazy shit or anything like that. We don't have very much time, right? So we need a catalyst to kind of propel us. And that catalyst is not really just a catalyst of somebody saying something out here anywhere. It's just a matter of some money coming into the market and capital, people making a decision, and they may need some news. So, we're waiting for that, but you might see at any moment now, just some big time capital start to enter the market, or you'll see some kind of announcement about something big happening on Bitcoin or something big happening with Ethereum. Maybe that's the catalyst that starts to move the market. So we'll see what happens, but you can see here, like the whole conversation here is just about the resilience that's happening right now and how the Asian market is starting to point. Now, this right here is the interesting article of the night. Bitcoin metric prints mother of all Bitcoin bullish signals for the 4th time ever. The Bitcoin DCA indicator is firmly in raging bull market territory, while analysts consider whether its signals are too good to be true. So, the mother of all Bitcoin bullish signals is flash, DCA indicator. Historically, it has flashed only thrice in Bitcoin's existence, and each occurrence led to massive rallies. 7,400% in 2015, 160% in 2019, and 640% in 2020. Today marks the 4th time this signal is suggesting a raging bull market. DCA refers to an investment strategy where a buyer allocates a fixed amount of capital to gain exposure to an asset at set intervals. This could be buying $10 per week in Bitcoin, with the concept regularly touted as an optimal way of gaining exposure to volatile cryptocurrencies. The DCA indicator measures the relative profitability of a hypothetical DCA strategy involving $1 buys per day for a year. Once it crosses into profitable territory, marked as 365 on its scale, major bull markets have historically begun. So they're telling us that for the first time, if it doesn't pop, then this would be the first time that it hasn't, because every other time before, this signal has flashed and it's led to a raging bull market. So let's hope that that continues to maintain itself the same way. And if it does, then we are about to have a massive, massive sort of run. Now, let's get into some altcoin news. Fast rising altcoin from SHIB, Bone, is being listed on Gate.io starting tomorrow. So where does that leave Bone? 203, up 7% on the day, 38% on the 7-day, and it mooned just this hour, $2.46. It was pumping super hard. And that's that level where everybody was like, oh, I'm taking my money out because this is crazy. Now, if you're not in there and you're thinking about getting in, look, I never recommend chasing. I never recommend that you chase a pump, but I would think that this is probably going to hit 250 again. Like you're probably going to see you're probably going to see another 250 run, maybe even up to $3, just because the motivation is there. Look at this chart. The chart is continuing to move upwards. The high is 258, 259, 260. So at $2, and they're trying to run up to, there's a 20% margin in here right now that might just pump its way through on Bone. So, we'll see what happens, but it really looks like you have some possibility right now to take advantage of this listing with Gate.io. But remember, if you invest now, get your money out before that Gate.io listing goes live. And if you're like me, I think the possibility also exists that this is the best it's going to do. Now, I say that knowing that this trend right here is basically heading way up. So, it's very possible that, if you just take here to here and then just kind of play it out for a few more hours, then it puts it in the $3 range. So it's entirely possible that we see that not too long from now. So manage at your own discretion, but it very well could be that we're about to see a massive pump. Also, the Saitama Wolfpack have a special announcement live from London on February 26th. Be prepared, set your reminder, and join us on the YouTube channel. They're going to be broadcasting live from London at a restaurant in, I think it was called, oh God, I can't even remember where it was. But they're going to be at a restaurant and they're going to be broadcasting from it. And they do have what they call a special announcement. I looked around, by the way, because I was curious. So I did take the time to kind of look around the Google Maps, and I didn't see anything that led me to believe that they were near or close to anything that would make something happen. So I don't think that there was any kind of there was nothing that I could tell. So I don't have any inside details. I don't have any knowledge, and I couldn't figure out anything from what was just sitting and laying around for Saitama. So, we'll see what happens. Volt, however, Bloomberg has an article up on Volt right here. On February 23rd, a popular cryptocurrency will be listed on the Indonesian centralized exchange Indodax. So this is going to be a pretty big deal. And I think that in addition, it was also announced that Volt will start a major marketing campaign in China we've already seen this as kind of a press release that we've seen so far, and we know what's coming with the Volt community growing rapidly, et cetera, et cetera. This is something that we have seen already, and we have been talking about, and that we have been going through. And right here, we listed on Polygon by February 28th. So, guys, all of this crazy stuff is starting to happen with Volt, and you're starting to see it just develop and develop. This right here is a good indicator right here. The thing that makes this a token stand out from others is their ability to adapt to changing market conditions. Volt has been doing just that. Chinese marketing, Polygon listing, continuous burns, hyper deflationary. So here we are, and there's Jake Gagan. Jake Gagan, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Jake Gagan uses cologne that's made out of foot sweat, and he rubs it all over himself. Jake is just smells like a sweaty foot. So that's some Jake shit. And I'm not just saying that because it's my civic obligation to say that, even though it's possible that Jake one day today said that I'm not always right. You know, it's a coincidence that I would be telling you all about Jake and his really like he dabs foot sweat behind his ears every day. So, Jake, if you're listening, you stink, man. You stink. Ooh, boo, boo, ugh. Ugh. But let's do a show. Anyway, also, I made a new South Park icon for myself. Vaulted Believer hats are still taking a little bit longer to make. They're not going to be ready for another couple of days. So, but anyway, so we're going to give away 20 Vaulted Believer hats. We're going to give away 10. Well, we're going to give away 19 Vaulted Believer hats and like 9 Vaulted Believer shirts. And then Voltoshi is going to match with some Volt to the winners as we do these over the next couple of days. So, this should be fun to see it kind of break out. And by the way, did anybody else notice that on my hoodie down here that says Believes Crypto, and I still have a couple of these left, right? Did anybody notice that it was off center? Because I didn't notice it was off center until I had them made, and now I'm looking at them and I'm like, God damn it. But you notice, like it's an entire letter off center. And and what I said was, look, I didn't make them myself. Voltoshi had them made in an Indonesian shop, and they have no idea. And then I didn't know we were going to be listing in Indonesia. So then I was like, I guess that's not right. God damn it. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even do that one, right? So anyway, let's put that down because that's cray-cray. Last but not least, this might be the start. I'm not promising anything. This might be the start, though. Top Republicans double down on effort to rein in SEC Gensler's climate proposal. Top GOP members pen letter to Gary Gensler demanding records relating to the SEC's climate change proposal. Gary Gensler has refused to cooperate with Congress. He will only get so far in doing that before he starts getting censured. Now, this has nothing to do with cryptocurrency, but it does have to do with his inability to work within the lines of what Congress is trying to allow. Now, you can make an argument, and you could probably make a fair argument saying, well, Gary Gensler's a Democrat. He's a Democratic president, and the Senate is Democratic too. So he doesn't really have to comply with the House, right? But the House does have subpoena power, and if he doesn't comply with the subpoena, then there has to be a penalty and there has to be a consequence. And he can only do that for so long, and they can only expose negative things happening with Gary Gensler before, just like last week, Joe Biden had to fire somebody in his administration. You can only do so much before you have to come in and say, hey, man, what are you doing about this? Really? And Joe Biden's going to be forced to make a move. And he'll have to call Goldman Sachs, whoever. I don't know who runs Joe Biden from Goldman Sachs, by the way. I'm not sure, who his, what are they called in handler. I don't know who his handler is in the Russian Federation of Goldman Sachs for Joe Biden, but he's going to have to do something if called upon to do it. You know what I mean? Like he's going to have to do something because Gary Gensler can't continue to run unchecked. And start flashing these fists up. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. SEC in the house. You know what? Florida Gators? No. Alabama? No. Come on. I mean, Georgia? Yeah, maybe. But, the rest of them? Nah. Anyway, so let's move on and let's really start to look at the Bitcoin chart and look at the Bitcoin. Look, we've looked at these macros right now, right? We've looked at these kind of crazy looking, what could happen, what should happens. Let's just take an honest look at where we are right now. And you can see here that we're kind of using this little area, right? And you want to say that this 23,635 represented a good point where we started to bounce, right? Every time, like we had a bounce here, 23,340, you can see that that's a level. But this level here kind of doesn't add up, maybe right here, 23,645. Son of a bitch. As soon as I said it, I found it. So let's, 23,645 is going to be one of these numbers, 23,645 right there. So what we're going to want is to keep this level right here. And again, let's zoom in just a little bit. You can see that wicking happened over here. Now, here's what we got to point out. First, when we were talking about, and I've been trying to point this out for a couple days now, when you see that bottom wick, that means that a price move to the upside is coming, but now you're seeing a topping wick, which means that a move to the downside is coming. You're not seeing a move towards the upside unless you want to get kind of technical and say, hey, this right here, ooh, I just did that and better stop it. Let's go get that trend line. Let's say that right here to right here to right there. Are we making a case here that we're still on an upward trajectory? And it seems like we're bouncing off of that. And we bounced off of it 3 times. If you consider right here, we bounced and ran hard, bounced and ran hard, bounced and ran pretty hard. So it looks like that we're still in an upward sort of trend, a slow upward trend, but an upward trend. So that might be a decent enough sign. When it's pointing up and it's moving slowly like that, that is, also a call for some serious downward pressure. So I don't want to say that that's going to do it, but so we have the wicks. We're going to need, it took, how long did it take to get from here? 1, 2, 3, 4. It took about 3 days. So it took about 3 days to get there. So if we just consider our position here right now, and then we just kind of consider that, maybe we're going to get back into this range, right? Then we're looking at something like this right here, which puts us in that pocket. Well, maybe we're going to touch it on February 24th, Friday, at 5 in the morning. God damn. All right, we're not that far away then. Let me take that back. And then also Saturday, and then also Sunday. Again, if we're just doing what we were doing before. Now, if we get on a good run, it's not going to happen over the weekend, most likely. Remember, the bears are going to be looking on the weekend to try to make a play because they're going to be looking to attack this because oh my God, to attack this because there are still a lot of shorts that are sitting in this area that are going to get exposed in a bad way. This is a financial nightmare. So what I would predict, and let's spread that out in a longer sort of area right there. So in this range right now, there's a lot of shorts, a lot of buy orders, and they're buy orders because this is one of those ranges where people settle a bunch of buy orders to say, well, we're going to buy here because this will mean that we're coming out of the bear market and we're going into the bull market. So you're just going to see a lot of orders being filled for longs in this position. Also because everybody knows about this gap right here. And they know that once it hits here, it's probably going to take off running for a little while, right? So that's where we are, and that's what we're looking to get into. Now, we're finding it to be very, very difficult. This is the second time, by the way. We should come back here, and we should really remember, this is not our first time coming after that. We did come after that spot back over here for a couple of opportunities. Now, remember, I'm saying 25.3, but what we really want is just basically 25, right? So right here, you can see we hit 25 and busted through, but we just couldn't make any kind of rally to 25.3. We could not get in there at all. We did have a couple little runs at it, but nothing that would get us there, right? So now flash forward to this moment, and now we're minting higher and we're getting up into that area. But again, we're still struggling. Once we get there, there's a lot of liquidations happening. There's a lot of people who've got sell orders that are going to prevent the price. Now, of course, this is, there are bots programmed to defend this price level. 25.3 is an important level. So they are defending this with everything they've got. And, at some point, they're going to run out. Like, remember that guy a couple months ago? And we were talking about him, but remember, he was defending this right here. This dude right here. He was defending this area right here at 13,000. Right, or 1,300. And he was like right in this area, just defending. And he wouldn't let it go up. He wouldn't let it go down. And it was just one big wallet that was just, he would dump a little bit because he did not want to see, he did not want to see the price go down anymore. So he was buying. And then FTX collapsed and it ended up going down. And by that point, so if you're doing that and you're about to lose, right? And these guys over here, let's just assume that I'm right. Let's just assume that, right? And that we're going to get into this little golden pocket. Well, if that's the case, then there are going to be a lot of people that are wrecked right here. So the pause right now is to make sure that all of those people who are going to get wrecked are getting themselves into long positions, because it's important that they have an opportunity to make some of that money back that they're about to lose, because they could lose hundreds of millions of dollars on this trade. So they are slowing this down so that they can hedge their bet. And look, if they break even, at least they broke even. And sometimes you just got to bet against yourself in order to make sure that you make a little bit off of it, right? So that's what's going on right now. And look, they can also hold on to a long for a pretty fair amount of time, especially when you're trading and you're doing your futures with your buddies who are allowing you to make these trades. So these guys could be sitting in. Let's just say that it's going to be interesting in the next little while what happens. And I do expect that tonight we should see a pump. Like, there's no reason to think that we're not going to see some kind of pump and correction back upwards, because we're continuing to see the Asian markets are buying up a little bit more at a time. Now, we didn't like this as it was coming down, but this was coming down because of the American market. This was not coming down because of the Asian market, right? This was the Asian market over the last evening until we got into like that midnight area. And we got into that midnight area, and then all of a sudden you started to see this downward pressure as we're getting into India, and we're getting into the Middle East. And then here, all of a sudden, Binance just dumps on Australia. So also, that kind of is affecting everybody, because you can just see here, there's not really any movement. The biggest percentage over here is Bitcoin volatility, which is still historically low, and not doing very much. Matter of fact, we're not even going to track that for a while. But VRA, look, if you're looking for some opportunity, then right now might be an opportunity to go check out. Let's go look at Matic and see what Matic is doing. If Matic is down, then it's possible that you're about to get a big move on that one. So yeah, you're seeing Matic sitting in a position right now where it's right there. And look here, you can see that we've got a lot of testing over here. Now we've used this, we've hit up here, and we're using this as support. And then they minted a big candle that should have triggered a reversal, but it didn't trigger a reversal. So if you're interested in Matic and you're wanting to assume a position in Matic, then also, by the way, I do have my, let me make sure, just for shits and giggles. Of course I don't, because why the fuck would it not just stay the way I said and the way I set it up? Let's okay that. God damn it. All right, so based on the MACD, the price is most likely coming back down. So what I would wait for here is I would wait for the next level, assuming the downward momentum here would take it into the God damn $1.25 range. So we're going to hit right about there, right in that $1.25 range. So if you can get in at that $1.25 range, you got to consider that the difference between $1.25 and $1.50, where you were just sitting, the difference between $1 and $1.50 is 25, and off of $1.25, that means it's 20% pump, right? So you might be able to factor in a 20% pump if you can have a little patience and allow it to dip down here to this 125 level. So if you decide that you're going to be shrewd and wait a little bit longer, then your next level is going to be around 119, right about, actually, you know what? It's going to be 121. So there are levels here to Matic, but it's a great opportunity to get in because you got to remember Polygon is going crazy and Volt's going to be listed on it by the end of the month. But let's move on because we only got a few more minutes here. Let's get into our little neck of the woods over here. Decanect is up big, 38% on the day at 8.3 cents. I hope you joined the Deca Mega Spaces that we just had. If you didn't, you can look it up on YouTube or on Twitter and check it out on the Decanect Twitter page. And you can listen to 5-6 different. It was Konatori, Donaswap, Wolfworks, Shibaverse, Plato, and God damn it, I'm missing one. I'm missing somebody, but you can go check it out and you can go listen to them. So anyway, trading at 8.3 cents. Bone trading at $2.03. Are seeing a little retracement, by the way, on Ethereum. So you might want to consider that too as you're doing your own research. CMOS up 7.1%. Wiz up 4.6%. WAGMI 3.3%. Terra 3.14%. Lillian's up 2.6%. MMAI up 2.2%. BRL basically trading sideways at 0.7%. Cato basically trading sideways at 0.4%. Volt down 0.9% at 1792. Saitama 2426 continuing to move to the downside, down 1.3%. But again, big announcement coming in a couple of days. So I would think a reversal up to 3,000 might be in the cards for Saitama. Nice little run. SHIB is at 1311. Really consolidating in a good spot, by the way. Really consolidating in a good spot. So I would think that it would have that push to the upside. Remember, we had this little channel here. It broke out and it did what we thought. Well, it's doing it again, by the way. If you're not paying attention, it's got this same structure that it had before, where it's just creating another pennant flag on top of the other pennant flag. You know, maybe this just continues up and continues to consolidate. So Floki is down to 48.67. Still not in the buy zone, by the way. Still not back down to that buy zone. But again, I mean, I guess the way that it's bouncing, you could take a shot and do a small DCA at 39 or 4,000. Maybe, and if it comes down there, you know, maybe do a little DCA into that and see what you can do. But you know, you're gonna have to do your own research and decide for yourself what you want to do there. NGN is at 82%. I'm still at 41x from my original and initial, but there are still some sales that have been of concern. Now, is it a testament of what's going on with the project? Absolutely not. This is just a testament to the market and the fact that, look, not everybody's going to be that diamond-handed holder that you as an investor would like to see. And to be fair, a lot of these projects that are talking about you being diamond-handed, you really don't want to be diamond-handed because that's not how a cryptocurrency makes money. That's how an investor makes money over that long-term period. If everybody holds, then the price continues to go up, and the first person that sells gets the biggest and best price, right? But what each token needs, especially a token that has taxes, is buying and selling. It needs market and chart activity. So you need to be supportive of the people who are buying and selling, because those are the people that are paying for the marketing wallet. They're the ones that are paying for the dev wallet. They're the ones that are paying to get listed on exchanges and stuff like that, or to pay back the people who are loaning the crypto money in order to get that done. So, you know, let's not be foolish about it. And, you know, that chart action is very healthy for it. anyway, and then finally, 30.95, we got Hulk over here doing its thing. Still retracing down a little bit, but it's still in the game and still building in the bear market for that future. Whew. And that's it. So, all right, guys. Did I miss anybody who's got any idea here? Let's see. On Hell, had some important stuff here. Not that one, but yeah. And I think that I think On Hell actually kind of gets this, that, you know, this is just some seedy stuff going on in the background, you know, like this is just some kind of crazy stuff, and you know what I mean? All right, so keep listening, by the way. Keep listening, keep paying attention, because very, very, very shortly we should hear about an announcement. Leash, Bone, everything I'm into. Like, I think every one of those is going to have a moment. And quite honestly, Leash might be the one that pops into the top 100 next. I don't remember what its market cap is, but I figure that's going to head there pretty soon anyway. Like, SHIB is really kind of taking over. So quietly, and it's also going to bring back a lot of investors. So, but anyway, guys, listen over the next couple of hours. Okay. Something big is brewing over at Volt. Now, you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from Pablo on his show a couple of hours ago. There is something big happening over there. So in the next several hours, we should, and you're going to have to just kind of watch and see, you know, like at some point you're just going to kind of you're going to catch one of these. I don't know. You're going to catch some kind of message from one of these exchanges or something like that. I mean, at this point, Voltoshi is probably, if he's not asleep, he's ready for bed right now. So, of course, he never fucking sleeps, even when he's, so you never know. But I think that what we should all do is just keep an eye. Let's check KuCoin every once in a while. Don't go crazy checking, you know, of course. But just be watching, because any moment now, you could be seeing some kind of listing out here on Volt. What is it? OKEX is another one. Now I got myself looking just to see what's going on. OKX has all systems go. You know what the X stands for? Oh, do you know what the X stands for? That's gay. And what do we have over here? I mean, I guess we could look up Binance, but who knows? Anyway, time for me to go walk the dog, guys. This is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you know, especially when you come in here and you tell me you're from Suriname, or you tell me that you're from Russia or Australia or something like that. You have no idea how much that matters to me, that you guys take the time to come listen to me talk about and rant about cryptocurrency twice a day. I certainly appreciate it, and I would appreciate it even more if you became a member of the channel, because I'm trying to grow that tremendously, bigly even. And let's end it with this.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha, and that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay, and not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member, because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
And if you can't trust Donald Trump, who can you trust? We'll see you again in the morning for breakfast.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you.